Hi guys, this is Danny's review, and of course we're here with top 8, Danny himself. All right, Danny.
Well, I came sixth place in Gamers Trove OTS Championship on Saturday there. So, actually getting to do a deck profile.
All right.
Alright, so I played Spright. I call it Diet Spright because you'll see why while playing, while doing the deck profile.
All right,
Alright?
let's go.
Alright, cool. So, I do not have any Sprite Blues. Now, before I even played this deck, I wasn't playing no main deck Sprite monsters. So, I was just playing like Beavers and Deep Sea Divers and the Frog package, but bigger package, and just using the Sprite extra deck. And then Banlist came and the old Banlist and Payroll turned into zero. That was a sad day. So, I have to like eventually gradually evolve into a Sprite deck. Now I had no blues, so you won't see no blues here. So it's three jets, uh, one red, one carrot, and I play two pixies. Right? So I use these extenders, and that's basically it. You know. So I play three three divas, deep sea divas. I play three nimble anglers.
A lot of starters. Okay.
Um, Two nimble anglers, of course. We don't want to open this and then we have nothing to pitch off a spring. Um, Two swaps, of course, but we still play totally awesome. One eye period to draw. Um, for the hand traps, play three Skullmeister and three Ghost Bell. I play the Ghost Bells to stop the swap frog from getting either DD Crude or even any just come getting DD Crude, and like in case people playing Gamma, I could stop that, or any matchup where it's good against, tail elements trying to fuse, and Skullmeister stop the same tail elements I'm trying to fuse. Or trying to mill from my deck and their deck. I really don't like that. Or trying to return cards from the graveyard back into the deck, especially if you're playing second and trying to make the toad, you could boost Bell them when they're trying to put the swap frog back into the deck. I only have one Spice starter, but it's coming so clutch, like Saki, so it's really coming good for me. It will paying work. It's one starter I have, one Smashers. Um, I play one Foolish Burial, so it's another way to get two bodies on board with the Angler and to play through a board or to play through hand traps. One Call by the Grave, well, good against tears, good against hand
Against
traps.
everything.
One Tactics, people like to play on our turn, and it's good to play going second into a board. And sometimes, you may have this card in your hand and they ain't use nothing and it's just there doing nothing in your hand. So one of is perfectly good for me for now. Um, One Pot of Prosperity. You don't really want to banish too much of extra deck monsters because you really just go through your extra deck a lot, especially the elves and the gigantics. So one is fine for me, a nice lucky one up. I have a whole lot of one ups. And this is the two elves now, two droplets. Goes good with angler, so even when you're breaking their board, you comboing off as you're breaking the board, going along the way. And cutting them off from responding with certain things. Enemy controller. This card is really good, especially when playing against Flunderies, when I have the Empen, Barrier Statue, the Trap, the Field Spell, I try to normal summon wherever is bigger than the statue, and they would like automatically want to play on my turn, use the Field Spell, start to do all the shenanigans, and then bring Riser, and then I would distribute the monster that I normal summoned, and I point to what my gut feeling says. Most of the times I would like take the Barrier Statue and crash the barrier statue into the bigger monsters, because sometimes you never know, they might have the quick play set which will banish the target and then nothing goes on. And then when I feel like they inhabit, this is better play, take one of the bigger ones, the Riser or the Empen, and kick down the statue. And then if I have starter in my hand, I just continue to combo. I'll make a monster from the deck, and then I'll just link off a Spright and go from there and break the board and make my board. Cosmic Cyclone, well, thank God Mystic Mine gone, but You know, I respect the card. You can't be coming into these tournaments without something for back row removal. So I don't really fear Mystic Mine or any kind of floodgate. You know, I just had to draw the out. But this is what I play, and
Draw it out.
and we here in Trinidad, we have a lot of back row players. They love back row, especially floodgates. So we really needs to get rid of those things. And I play one Fury of Karyushushin. This is a search torrential tribute. And sometimes it's also good against Gamma when you're normal summon your Beaver and you try to Gamma it, because there's a good choke point. I could just banish a save, so the body will still stay on board, so I can continue to extend and combo. And of course, the elements is middle stuff, so if the mill during their turn going first and it's getting mill, and then I going into a board with Rupalos and trap card and all those kind of things, I could banish a save to keep the body on board while they still getting back the Rukalis, and I can still try to do something. And the enemy controller also helps against breaking their board. So like when they try to use the continuous trap that does negate monster effects, Soliak, I could tribute the monster like a beaver, activate the effect, tribute the, if they happen to use that, I could tribute it, and the monster is not getting destroyed, so therefore they can't do the rest of the effect, which is to send the element monster. Of course, torrential tribute I play 2. This is for rogue and flunderies,
Right.
you know. 2D barrier for rogue and elements.
Shiny.
Mainly elements. And the last card, I mean, deck is Soul Drain. Very good against elements and still good against flunderies, because even while banished, they can activate the effect, so they can get a recursion to do the follow-up plays so consistently. So they'll have to use pots to dig, or they will have to draw the cards, actually draw the cards, you know. And when I flip these on element players and they be like, yo, what does that do? I tell them, well, it says no. I tell them, it says no. It says, don't touch the graveyard. They can't activate monster effects in the graveyard. And they be like, they pick up the card about 2-3 times and they read it and be like, okay, cool. And they just like, you know, bring a body, try to link climb special, and I have Toad on board, and it's really hard for them to play through that. The field spell can't even return anything to make it pop. They can't return anything to make it pop, so it's like a lot of the resources gone. Alright, so that is the main deck. That is for the 2, the extra deck. 2 elf. It's really doing through this, so I may bump this up to 3. But it's a very, very good card. You need 2 or 3 of this, point table. 1 Spright, very good. This is a very, very, very good card, especially if you're playing 3 hand traps on board. 1 dark, really have to explain that. You know, bait out the bestials. If not, we take their blue in mirror match, we take their wherever they have dark inside there to link climb. I just beat them down with the same monster. 1 IP, go into our next monster in their turn, or just link climb and hopefully monster not to get destroyed. I added this in Nightmare Phoenix to get rid of back row. To play around, there can only be 1 to play around what is call it Cozen match. So I'll use the red and the carrot to go into this, for all of them is fire. Never use it today or that day, but you know that is the theory behind it. Unicorn to make with the IP, or just on my turn, you know, break the board while I'm going through, especially things with graveyard effects. I love to remove those and put them back in the deck. You know, things that leave the field, that will trigger when they leave the field. This puts it back in the extra deck, so it will trigger. Access code for pushing for game. Nothing really to explain about that. River Max. A lot of decks have a problem to remove this, including Tear. But some people are prepared for it. But even though they are prepared, it does help me still, because now they will have to like give up their monster presence, their board presence, just to link climb something to get rid of this. So my first match, I was a tier element player, Darian Jones. So he was playing for Load Dragon, I believe, the one that takes your monster and then attack with your monster, and during the next end phase it goes to the graveyard. But he had to link climb to get rid of this, and you know, I like seeing those situations where they have to give up a lot of material. So it's like in the theory, they're behind, instead of fusing off the stuff to, you know, do the stuff and try to kill me. So they had to go about a different route. Daikusta Emerald. Wasn't playing this before, but I'm playing this to push for damage, especially I use him with pixies. Right, I use him with pixies, so I would leave their strongest monster on the board, or any monster that was strong that I couldn't naturally kick down, and I'll use this to detach material, make it attack twice by targeting itself, and then I'll attack the strongest monster with this, or the monster that is actually strong alone, and then I'll use pixies and damage card where they could barely respawn, and it will gain the attack of the monster until the end of the turn, or is it the end of the I think is yeah, until the end of the turn. So at the end of the turn, this guy got the attack plus his normal 1500. So he's swinging again directly or at the next weaker monster. So it help breaks board, clear boards, or OTK. Also, the Pixies is very good when they have their Avermax. I could use my own as player's turn priority, use the Avermax, use the Pixies on the monster first, and then they will Avermax chain 2 and resolve them back. The Pixies just win. One mannequin cat. Well, Joshua Smith. Because of him, I started to play this, so
Yeah.
we all know what this does. One ultimate rare Zeus. These guys told me to, Daniel himself, who doing the recording, told me to play this card still and never used it. Before, this used to save me a lot of games. Like before Tail Elements, this used to save me a lot of games, but now I don't really use it because Tail Elements, I don't really like to get them the trigger effects of the traps and the, unless I have Soul Drain on the board. But then again, no, even with Soul Drain, it's not in there. So yeah, I barely even use this. So I never use this for the day, but I still have him there just in case for a rogue matchup.
Just in case.
Yeah, double gigantic and good old totally awesome. Favorite monster in Soul Extra deck. Love this card since Paleozoic Frogs was out in Zodiac format, tier 0. This helped me win so much games back then. Yeah, so side deck. I play one Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Saki one of. I see a lot of one outs quicker than I see three outs, but it's also mainly because my extra deck, my side deck is very tight. So this is for the mirror match and for the elements. So we're playing Kalos. So usually they play one of this and one of each big guys. So when you banish the Kalos, they can't make the Kalos, and you prevent them from the search and the mill 5.
Did it come up today at all?
Never use it. Usually the Soul Drain itself put in the work, and that alone with the Skullmeisters, they really just ended that game.
But you did see the cherries.
I saw the cherries once in the mirror match, but it didn't help. I still lost that game. And funny enough, I did great in Gamers Trove OTS Saturday, and then I went in MVE's Media and Variety Emporiums OTS on a Sunday, and somebody cherries me and cherries my elf, and they still lost that game, and I was the Flanders player. So it's like, if you know what you're doing and you play that correctly, even if the cherries your elf on the first turn or whatever, you can still build up boys once you know what you're doing, and of course the luck of the draw of both people.
Right.
What time?
Yeah.
I actually now start to play this. Help me once or twice. Nothing really else to say about that. Cut time going second.
Oh, spooky.
Especially T elements, but never saw it.
Oh.
Either got milled or just never saw it. Or is it 6 card a draw?
Unfortunate.
Yeah, remind me of those days of Maxi. The special, you see Maxi as a 6 card, or Joel unlock the add, and you see Joel unlock as a 6 card. Not my luck. So these are the mannequin cat targets. This is for Spright, and this is for T elements. So whenever they will bring a dark aqua or any T element monsters or anything dark, I would special summon this, and this basically is like a Necro Valley on legs, and telling them not to. Let's move from the graveyard.
And Thunder King?
Don't add. Just don't add. That's to stop the blue and the jet. Explainable, and if you try to go into gigantic or any link monster, you get that summon.
Nice.
3 zombie world.
Alright, we have the Flounder Heat.
Flounderies, they have no main deck outs for this. They have to draw the out like some back removal, so nothing to explain about that. And 3 evening match. This real put in work, really put in a lot of work, a lot of work. And the expression on players' face when you hear, you know, trophies, anything, they'll be like, no, stand by anything, nothing. Exit the main phase one. You see the starter, oh my gosh, panic, breathing deeply. Else trying to trigger from graveyard. I don't know. Things just trying to happen. His break was good. And the last card is soldiering. So when I go in first, I just slide in the extra soldiering to apply more pressure on the tailman players and also the Flanders players because I don't want them with a recursion. And that's it for the deck profile. This is Diet Spright, no blues, one starter, still came 6. Hopefully in the future I'll get some blues, 3 blues and 2 starters, and we could show you a more functional deck profile with, of course, my own text.
All right. All right, Danny, thank you.